Many people want to be confident in social situations, but something strange often happens the moment they meet new people. Their mind becomes silent. Have you ever experienced this? You join a conversation, and you want to say something interesting. Maybe you have an idea or a question in your mind, but suddenly you hesitate. You start thinking too much. What should I say? What if my words sound strange? What if people judge me? And instead of speaking, you stay silent. This situation is very common. In many social situations, people meet new individuals, join group conversations, or attend meetings and events. At the beginning, everything seems normal. But when the conversation begins, something changes. The body becomes tense. The mind starts searching for the right words. And sometimes nothing comes out. People suddenly feel nervous. They become quiet. They are unsure what to say next. As a result, many people choose the safest option: silence. They listen politely, smile, and avoid speaking too much. From the outside, this behavior may look calm. But inside, they often feel uncomfortable and awkward. After the conversation ends, another thought appears. I should have said something. This can lead to frustration. People may feel that they missed a chance to connect with others. Sometimes they even avoid future social situations because they expect the same uncomfortable experience. Over time, a belief slowly develops in the mind. Many people begin to say, "I am just not a confident person." But this belief is often incorrect. Confidence in social situations is usually not a fixed personality trait. It is not something that only certain people are born with. In many cases, the real causes are much simpler. Some people have had fewer opportunities to practice social conversations. Others worry too much about being judged by others. And many people simply overthink every small detail of a conversation. When the mind becomes full of these thoughts, speaking naturally becomes difficult. The good news is that social confidence can be developed. It is a skill that grows through experience and small actions. In this video, you will learn why social confidence sometimes feels difficult. You will understand how the brain reacts in social situations. You will also discover simple ways to feel more comfortable when talking with others. Most importantly, you will see how small actions and simple habits can slowly build real confidence. But before we talk about solutions, let's first look at a situation that many people experience in everyday social life. Imagine attending a small event or meeting new people for the first time. It could be a work meeting, a social gathering, or even a simple group conversation. At the beginning, you feel calm. You arrive, look around, and see people talking with each other. Everything seems normal. But when the conversation begins, something unexpected happens. Your mind suddenly becomes quiet. You want to say something. You want to join the conversation. But the words do not come easily. Instead, your mind begins asking many questions. What should I say? What if I say something wrong? What if people judge me? These thoughts appear quickly, one after another. While other people continue talking, your attention turns inward. Instead of listening naturally, you begin analyzing every possible sentence in your head. Because of this, many people choose the safest behavior. They smile politely. They nod while others speak. They listen quietly and avoid speaking too much. From the outside, this behavior may look calm or thoughtful. But inside, the experience can feel very different. Many people feel nervous during these moments. Their body may feel slightly tense. Their thoughts move quickly. They become very aware of themselves and how they might appear to others. This feeling is often described as being self-conscious. You begin to wonder how others see you. You think about your words, your voice, and your reactions. As a result, the conversation continues without your participation. After the moment passes, another thought appears. I should have said something. This moment creates a common cycle that many people experience in social situations. First comes overthinking. The mind analyzes every possible mistake. Then comes silence. Because of the hesitation, the person chooses not to speak. After the conversation moves on, the opportunity is missed. And later, self-criticism appears. People replay the situation in their mind and judge themselves. Overthinking. Silence. Missed conversation. Self-criticism. When this cycle repeats many times, it can slowly affect how people see themselves. Over time, some people begin avoiding social situations completely. They may avoid meetings, group discussions, or opportunities to meet new people. They may start believing that they are simply not good at communication. Confidence decreases, and the fear of speaking becomes stronger. But there is something important to understand. Social confidence is not something people are born with. It is something the brain learns through experience. To understand why social confidence can feel difficult, we need to understand something important about how the brain works. The brain constantly tries to protect us. One of the strongest fears humans experience is social rejection. Throughout human history, belonging to a group was important for survival. Being accepted by others meant safety, cooperation, and support. Because of this, the brain developed a strong sensitivity to social judgment. Even today, when we enter social situations, the brain automatically evaluates possible risks. It asks questions such as, "Will people accept me?" Or, "What if I embarrass myself?" In many cases, the brain interprets social judgment as a small threat. When the brain senses a possible threat, it activates a stress response. This response is similar to the one that appears in other challenging situations. The body may become slightly tense. The mind becomes more alert. Thoughts begin moving quickly. Instead of helping us communicate better, this reaction often creates the opposite effect. People begin overthinking their words. They carefully analyze every sentence before speaking. They focus strongly on possible mistakes. Because of this, many people hesitate. Some avoid speaking completely because silence feels safer than saying the wrong thing. This reaction is very natural. The brain believes it is protecting you from embarrassment or rejection. But there is an important truth to understand. Social confidence does not grow through thinking about conversations. It grows through experiencing them. A helpful way to understand this is through a simple metaphor. Social confidence is similar to learning a new language. When you first begin learning a language, speaking feels uncomfortable. You may worry about pronunciation, grammar, or vocabulary. You may feel slow or unsure. But with practice, something changes. The more you speak, the more familiar the process becomes. Words appear faster. Sentences feel more natural. And the fear slowly decreases. Social interaction works in the same way. At first, conversations may feel uncomfortable. But every time you participate, the brain learns that the situation is safe. Over time, the stress response becomes weaker. This is why experience is so important. Confidence is not built by waiting until you feel ready. It is built by taking small social actions again and again. Each small interaction teaches the brain that conversation is not dangerous. This leads to a powerful principle. Small social actions reduce fear. And with repetition, confidence begins to grow. In simple words, confidence grows through repeated social experiences. To see how this idea works in real life, let's look at a simple story. Let's look at a simple story that shows how social confidence can slowly grow through small actions. Anna was a young professional who had just started a new job at a large company. She was excited about the opportunity and wanted to do well in her role. She worked hard and prepared carefully for her tasks. However, there was one challenge that made her feel uncomfortable. Meetings. Whenever Anna attended team meetings, she often felt nervous. Before the meeting started, she usually prepared some ideas in her mind. She understood the topics being discussed and sometimes had useful suggestions. But when the conversation began, something changed. Her confidence disappeared. While other team members shared their thoughts, Anna stayed quiet. She listened carefully, but she rarely spoke. Inside her mind, many doubts appeared. She worried that her ideas were not good enough. She worried that she might say something incorrect. Sometimes she even imagined that others would judge her if she made a mistake. Because of these thoughts, she avoided speaking. During team discussions, other people shared opinions and suggestions. The conversation continued around her, but Anna remained silent. Over time, she started feeling invisible. She knew she had ideas to contribute, but she felt trapped between wanting to speak and being afraid to do so. After several weeks, Anna began feeling frustrated with herself. She wondered why speaking felt so difficult even though she understood the work. One day something changed. After a meeting, one of her senior colleagues noticed that Anna rarely spoke during discussions. The colleague approached her and asked a simple question. "Do you have ideas during meetings?" Anna answered honestly. She explained that she often had ideas, but felt nervous about sharing them. The colleague smiled and gave her a simple piece of advice. "You don't need perfect words," he said. "You only need to participate." At first, this advice seemed very simple. But Anna realized that she had been waiting for the perfect moment and the perfect sentence before speaking. She decided to try a different approach. Instead of trying to say something impressive, she would focus on small participation. During the next meeting, she took a small step. She asked a simple question about a topic being discussed. The question was short and clear. The team answered normally, and the conversation continued. Nothing negative happened. In the following meetings, Anna continued taking small steps. Sometimes she asked questions. Other times she shared short ideas or comments. She also joined small conversations with colleagues after meetings. These actions were not dramatic, but they created an important change. After several weeks, Anna noticed that speaking felt easier. Her fear slowly decreased. She no longer spent so much time overthinking every sentence. Her confidence began to grow. The interesting part was that Anna did not suddenly become a completely different person. Confidence did not appear overnight. Instead, it grew slowly through repeated small actions. Each conversation helped her brain understand that speaking was safe. Each question made the next one easier. And gradually, her participation became natural. The experience taught her an important lesson. Confidence is not something that suddenly appears. It is something that develops step by step. And Anna realized something powerful. Every small conversation made the next one easier. From Anna's story, we can learn several important lessons about building confidence in social situations. These principles are simple, but when applied consistently, they can gradually change the way we interact with others. Lesson 1. Confidence grows through action. Many people believe that confidence must appear before they speak. They wait until they feel ready, calm, and completely sure about what they want to say. But confidence rarely works this way. Confidence usually comes after action, not before it. When people spend too much time thinking about conversations, their mind begins to imagine many possible problems. They worry about saying the wrong thing or making a mistake. Because of this, they remain silent. However, silence does not reduce fear. In many cases, it makes the fear stronger. The brain learns from experience. If you repeatedly avoid speaking, the brain begins to believe that speaking is dangerous. But when you take small actions and participate in conversations, the brain slowly learns that the situation is safe. This is why action is so important. Each time you join a conversation, ask a question, or share an idea, you create a new experience. These experiences slowly build confidence. This idea can be summarized in one simple sentence. Confidence grows when participation replaces silence. The more you participate, the more natural conversations begin to feel. Lesson 2. Focus on connection, not perfection. Another common challenge in social situations is the desire to say the perfect thing. Many people believe that confident speakers always use impressive words or intelligent ideas. Because of this belief, they feel pressure to speak perfectly. But real conversations rarely work this way. Most conversations are simple. People share small thoughts, ask questions, and react to each other's ideas. Communication is less about perfect sentences and more about human connection. When people focus too much on perfection, they become tense. They analyze every word before speaking. This creates hesitation and makes conversations feel unnatural. Instead, it is helpful to focus on connection. Connection means showing interest in others, listening carefully, and responding naturally. Asking a simple question or sharing a small opinion can be enough to build a meaningful interaction. In many cases, people appreciate sincerity more than perfect language. This leads to an important reminder. Good conversations are simple, not perfect. When you remove the pressure to be perfect, speaking becomes much easier. Lesson 3. Small social risks build confidence. Confidence also grows when we take small social risks. A social risk does not mean doing something dramatic. It simply means stepping slightly outside your comfort zone. For example, you might ask a question during a discussion. You might share a short opinion in a meeting. Or you might start a small conversation with someone you do not know very well. These actions may feel uncomfortable at first, but each small step helps the brain become more familiar with social interaction. Over time, what once felt difficult becomes normal. Instead of feeling anxious in conversations, you begin to feel more relaxed. Speaking becomes a natural part of the interaction. The key is to begin with small steps and repeat them regularly. Even a short question or comment can help develop confidence over time. This idea can be summarized clearly. Small social risks create strong confidence. When small actions are repeated again and again, confidence slowly becomes part of your behavior. Now that we understand how confidence grows, the next question becomes practical. What can you actually do to feel more confident in social situations? The good news is that building social confidence does not require dramatic changes. Small actions practiced consistently can create powerful improvements. Let's look at 4 simple steps that can help you become more comfortable in conversations. Step 1. Start with small conversations. One of the easiest ways to build confidence is to begin with small interactions. Many people imagine that they need to say something impressive to join a conversation, but this is not necessary. Small conversations are enough. For example, you can greet people when you meet them. A simple hello or good morning can start an interaction naturally. You can also ask simple questions such as, "How was your day?" or "What are you working on today?" Short exchanges like these may seem small, but they help your brain become more comfortable with speaking. When conversations feel smaller and more natural, the pressure decreases. The purpose of this step is to reduce social pressure and make interaction feel normal. Step 2. Prepare simple conversation topics. Another helpful strategy is to prepare a few easy conversation topics in advance. Many people become nervous because they do not know what to talk about. When the mind searches for ideas during a conversation, it can create stress. Preparing simple topics can solve this problem. For example, you can talk about work or school activities. You can mention hobbies such as sports, music, or reading. You can also discuss everyday experiences like weekend plans or recent events. These topics are easy for most people to talk about. When you have a few ideas prepared in your mind, conversations become more relaxed. Instead of worrying about what to say next, you already have simple directions for the discussion. The purpose of this step is to reduce overthinking and create conversational flow. Step 3. Practice active listening. Confidence in conversations does not mean speaking all the time. In fact, good communication often comes from listening carefully. Active listening means paying attention to what the other person is saying. Instead of focusing only on your next sentence, you focus on understanding their ideas. You can show this interest by asking follow-up questions. For example, if someone mentions a hobby, you might ask how they started it. If they describe a recent experience, you might ask what they enjoyed most about it. These questions keep the conversation moving naturally. Active listening removes the pressure to constantly produce new ideas. It also helps create a stronger connection with the other person. The purpose of this step is to reduce speaking pressure while improving communication quality. Step 4. Practice social exposure regularly. Finally, confidence grows through repeated exposure to social situations. If you rarely interact with new people, social environments will always feel unfamiliar. But when you regularly participate in conversations, your brain slowly becomes more comfortable. You can practice by meeting new people, joining discussions at work or school, or participating in meetings and group activities. Each interaction gives your brain another experience of speaking and connecting with others. Over time, these experiences reduce fear and increase familiarity. The goal is not to perform perfectly in every conversation. The goal is simply to practice participating. The purpose of this step is to build social familiarity through repeated experience. When these small actions are repeated regularly, something powerful happens. Social confidence grows through repeated positive interactions. Before we finish, let's take a moment to reflect on the most important idea from this video. Confidence in social situations is not a natural talent that only some people have. It is not something that appears automatically in certain personalities. Confidence is a skill, and like any skill, it develops through practice. The more you participate in conversations, the more familiar those situations become. Over time, the fear decreases and your comfort increases. Now take a moment to think about your own experiences. When do you usually feel nervous in conversations? Is it when meeting new people? Speaking in a meeting? Joining a group discussion? And here is another important question. What small step can help you speak a little more today? Maybe you can ask a simple question during a conversation. Maybe you can greet someone first. Or maybe you can share a small opinion when others are discussing an idea. Remember that confidence does not grow from big dramatic moments. It grows from small steps repeated again and again. It is also helpful to remember that every confident communicator you see today once felt nervous too. They also worried about what to say. They also experienced awkward moments in conversations. The difference is that they continued practicing. They spoke even when they felt unsure. If this video helped you think differently about social confidence, take a moment to share your thoughts. Write in the comments. One social situation I want to improve is. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like it. And subscribe to Inspire English Stories if you want to improve your English, while also learning ideas that can help you grow personally. And remember this final thought. Confidence is not the absence of fear. It is the courage to speak even when you feel unsure.